The question I wish a lot of people would ask me, or wish they'd have asked sooner, is why is it mindful to be aware of the phase of life we're in, or the decade of life we're in? Why is that so important? And it's important because when you realize that what you're in life is just a phase of life, that it doesn't last forever, it is not true for the next 60 years or 40 years or 30 years, it helps you be able to relax in the decade you're in. And it helps you to understand other people's decade and where they are. And the fact that help them understand that it's okay where they are. One of the things that I learned in spending one-to-one time with about 5,000 people over the last 40-some years is that decades of life are actually quite predictable. Now, not exactly predictable. Some people experience other things because of health or because of something else. But it's shocking how predictable per decade is. 0 to 10, teens, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. It actually is quite predictable what you'll experience in those decades. I covered in a FOCLID video called Decade by Decade. But by understanding the one you're in, it helps you relax, knowing that what I'm experiencing isn't wrong, it isn't my lack of faith, it's what you experience when you're 30. And then once you understand what each decade represents, it's so much easier to help someone who is 10 or 15 years older than you and understand them, or 10 or 15 years younger, to remember what that was like for you. But to understand what your parents are going through, or your younger brother, or your neighbor, to understand those decades is really important. And it gives you tremendous freedom to be who you are when you're in each phase of those decades. It really does help you relax.